Christian Mawusi Hadzie. I was born and bred in Nkonya Bombola, a farming village along the Water Lake,
right,
where my father was a blacksmith, an old man, and then my mother a petty trader, running a chop bar. And during the 1969 Bushia regime, when the foreigners were going out, they were selling their wares. She bought part of those things and we were selling. So I was helping my mother in doing petty trading, selling. Whilst in school, I was doing all those things and helping my mom. And almost every weekend I'll go to the lakeside to sell those wares. And even then, I was studying hard because I have an ambition.
A dream.
Yeah, I have a dream. So luckily enough, I passed common entrance in the village. My uncle, Dr. V.W. Agboja, said, how can somebody be in a village and pass common entrance? So he helped me to go to secondary school. And during that time, the only secondary school I knew was Nkonya Secondary School. Because from Nkonya to Kpando, that was the end of my journey. So I've been looking at the students there, and I was so anxious that I also come to the school. In completing of my school, I went and did people teaching. And I was in one of the villages in the Volta region. I was doing the teaching, and one day, actually with my baby, when I'm going to school, the children will come and meet me on the way, like jokingly, Emefa, because my daughter was Emefa. Then one day, a woman then in our village, and she came to the school with their granddaughter. And it's like normal Emefa, then they were rooting at the daughter because she was late that day. And this woman was mentally disturbed. She insulted me well. And knowing very well that she's not all that normal, I was looking at her without saying anything. But when she left, what I induced from the insult is that people in town were talking about me. But this woman, not well in her mind, was telling me. That was how I took it. That was the end of my doing the nursery. So I quickly, 1983, I quickly went into, I bought maize, maxi bag, prepared some kinky for sale, quickly gathered money, and I joined my husband in Accra, and I left the village.
Okay, now, your bachelor's degree, it took you so many years to achieve that. 48 years.
48 years.
At the age of 48.
Yeah.
Why that long? What happened?
Because I got married, and then when I came to Accra, when I left the village and I came to Accra, I was working with Mass Rural Development Contractors as an accounts officer. Then I applied for appointment at ECG. Lo and behold, I had admission. So I was working in ECG before going back to school. I started with Institute of Accountancy training, where I had my diploma in accounting. That time too, I started with ICA Ghana. So I had my part 1 before I completed the IAT. Then, when I completed, my daughter was in school, was in the varsity, Legon. So I have, as a single parent, because I lost my marriage. I lost my marriage alongside, I lost 2 of my children, and I lost my marriage as well. So as a single parent, I have to wait for my daughter to complete her school before I could enter. So after she completed in 2005, I also entered Methodist University College. And that was when I did my business administration accounting option. And I was able to come out with second class upper.
Within that period and then the time your marriage became an issue, was it because of the schooling The challenges are
my marriage collapsed before I went to school.
Okay.
When it collapsed, I focused on my education. I didn't allow it to deter me. I was a single parent, but if I had one thing I realized was that if I were to be in that marriage, maybe I may not even have been able to upgrade myself.
Right.
It was tug of war, but I didn't allow it to deter me because I was looking at my goal, and I want to be an encouragement to my children.
So from the ECG, at what point did you apply to go for, to go back to school to become a chartered accountant? Because then you became a chartered accountant at age 54.
I was in ECG when I was at Institute of Accountancy training.
Okay.
I registered as a student of ICA Ghana. So before I completed that school, I had my part 1. When I went to university, I couldn't blend the two. So after my university, then I continued with the ICA Ghana,
Right.
thinking that I was helping my daughter. She became my learning mate, and then we're learning together. And by the grace of God, 2014, I chartered as a chartered accountant.
Right. So let's look at your church. You started your church in your home.
When I was in my hometown, I thought I was a Christian. Little did I know that I didn't know Christ. When I came to Accra, during my challenges, that was when I met Jesus. And he was directing and leading me. And he'd helped me to look after my kids single-handedly. Thanks be to God, I've been able to acquire some land at Ashoman Estate, and I put up my own Atakwame building, and with my kids were there. And from Ashoman Estate to La Paz was a problem. So one day I asked myself, why don't we start something here without going to La Paz?
Right.
So we started in my home, where sometimes done broadcasts, then witnessing to people, and then some of our members too, like our church members, Light of Life Gospel Mission, they also came to the area where staying together. So when I sold the idea to them, they embraced it. That is when we opened the branch fully over there, Ashoma, Light of Life Gospel Mission, Ashoma branch.
Right.
Now.
Are you the head pastor?
No, I'm not a pastor.
Okay, so you just help them to establish the church.
Oh yeah.
But they have a pastor.
Yeah, we have pastors.
You are not into that at all?
Oh no, I'm not a pastor. I'm just an elder in the church.
Do you still practice as a chartered accountant?
At the moment, after my pension, in fact, I came to meet COVID. I came home and met COVID. So all my plans came to a standstill. So it is now that I am I'm trying to open my NGO, Christian Mawusi Hadzie Foundation, where I want to empower women in their petty trading, educate them, and let them have value for money, and stop women unnecessary expenditure. And then they should focus on, especially the single parents, they should focus on their children and look after their children. In Ghana, it looks as if, or maybe in the world, it looks as if it is men alone that have to look after our children. But women, we can do more. Yes. Defining moments, that is when, though I lost my children, 2 of them, I lost my marriage, but even that time I was able to go back to school. I was determined to become somebody, so, and then to encourage my children, to empower them also, so that they will know that through it all, by the grace of God, they can make it.
It's International Women's Day. It's all about celebrating women. what advice would you give to young women out there, especially the Gen Zs, who think that age defines everything?
My advice for them is that age is not the limit of our achievements. There's a saying that the sky should be our limit. So my age didn't deter me, and I will encourage them also that whatever being the case, they should not give up. So they should not allow the age to deter them. We can do it more. Even as I am here, if not because of school fees, I was trying to go and do my master's and my PhD to be on paper.
Sure.
At age 65, I can go further.
Yes.
Yes. So that should be their encouragement.